the Cubs are swept out of LA, falling 9-4 in the finale. But I hope if you were the one that laid down some big bucks and called the 11 runs between a Lester-Kershaw matchup, not quite the pitcher's duel, was it, that we saw coming in our pregame show? Yeah.
Beer money?
Like beer money.
Jeez. Yeah, I think that's why baseball players are so odd, because we really are.
You are kind of odd, but I'm really glad you're here.
Thank you. You walk into the ballpark every day, and you just don't know what's going to happen. And today, it was a case where the Dodgers got after Lester early, and the Cubs put some really good at-bats against Clayton Kershaw, but just not enough in the end.
Okay, we'll get to more of those odd baseball players and more of this game when we come back. Got a lot more to break down, so grab yourself a little snack, a nice ice-cold beverage, if you will, and join us on Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield next.
The Honda Perfect Accord sales event is your chance to get an incredible deal on the Accord, which has been named to Car and Driver's 10 Best list a record-breaking 31 times. To celebrate, we have amazing offers on the Honda Accord, which has a 5-star overall vehicle score. The Honda Accord is also the best-selling car in its class. Race in to the Honda Perfect Accord sales event and get a great deal on the Accord today at your Honda dealer.
So I'm never gonna let you go. I'll hold you forever. Oh, baby, I'm gonna let you know we belong together. We belong together.
Your home, your auto. Together, they're where life happens. That's why State Farm protects them together, to help life go right. Combine and save. Talk to a State Farm agent today.
Ah, graduation day. A time for parents to beam with pride as your youngsters embark on a swell future. All but one, that is. You see, Billy thought it would be neat to try Taco Bell's new boldly seasoned naked chicken chips dipped in a sinful side of nacho cheese sauce. By graduating to these crispy triangles of temptation, the only diploma Billy will receive is a master's degree in being hooked.
Actually, it's a bachelor's in fine arts, and these things are awesome.
What a waste.
Brought to you by the Council for Eating Fried Chicken the same way you always have, and not Taco Bell.
When you drive the most rewarded minivan of the year, you look like a winner. But back in our pre-Pacifica days, you suffered our share of loss. Dad may be shining like a diamond today, but he wasn't always the people's champion.
What are you doing?
Thanks to our Pacifica, he knows better now. Just wish he knew better then.
Bad boy for life.
Now, during the Memorial Day Pacifica event, get $500 bonus cash. Get 0% financing for 60 months, plus $1,000 total bonus cash when you purchase the 2017 Chrysler Pacifica.
Cubs baseball on CSN Chicago is brought to you in part by Southwest Airlines. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Honda dealers, as reliable as the cars themselves. Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. Toyota. The Toyota Time Sales event ends May 31st. Hurry in today. Toyota, let's go places. And by State Farm, here to help life go right. This is Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois.
Well, so much for that good old-fashioned pitcher's duel. John Lester, Clayton Kershaw getting roughed up as the bats stole the Hollywood headlines this afternoon. 13 runs, all of which were home runs, and as elementary as this sounds, the Dodgers had more. As you look at the score, 9-4 LA. Big winners over the Cubs this afternoon, but they certainly had their chances. 11 men left on base, and we'll get to that, but we welcome you in here to Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield. Alongside Dave Otto, I'm Kelly Krull. I know you were looking forward to that Lester-Kershaw matchup, but that is not at all what you saw coming.
Oh, boy, neither one could get in any kind of rhythm. And Johnny Lester, just one of those situations where in the innings 2 and 3, couple of bloops and 2 blasts, that did Johnny Lester in.
Yeah, the 2 3-run blasts, which is something Lester hasn't done for a long, long time. We take a look at our Elk Grove Village pitching recap, And Lester's line, 6 earned runs, 7 hits in 3 1/3 innings. As bad as that sounds, though, it was really 2 pitches, right, Dave?
Right.
I mean, the 3-run blast. Is that the bottom line for Lester this afternoon?
A leadoff walk to Hernandez in the 2nd inning, which led to the home run. And anytime you have that cut fastball that John Lester features in on right-handed hitters, every once in a while you give up those bloopers. I thought it was going to be a nice, easy game for Lester. He gave up a leadoff walk. He got squeezed a couple of times, Kelly, and I thought that got to him a little bit. There's the couple of bloopers that I mentioned, and then Bellinger came out of his shoes. Looked like almost like a backup slider to Bellinger. He's got that big uppercut swing, and he took him way deep. And there's another bloop right there. Just sometimes, and when you pitch up in the zone, you do tend to give up those type of bloopers. And Johnny just lost command out there. Just a tough day for the Cubs and Lester.
This just in, Bellinger pretty good, and Kike Hernandez not too shabby either. But we go to the other side of this. Neither Lester nor Kershaw made it through 5 innings. The Cubs made Kershaw look incredibly human, if you will. 3 home runs, 2 walks in 4 1/3 innings pitched. And to put that in perspective, Kershaw had allowed 3 home runs, 2 walks over 37 1/3 innings pitched in his previous 5 home starts this season. So what do you make of the work that the Cubs did at the plate?
I'm making this a small victory for the Cubs because I thought they pieced together some really good at-bats. As you mentioned, they left men on base, but Almora with a bullet. But Kershaw, one of those premier guys, and again, he only lasted 4+ innings. He made big pitches when they counted. And he didn't have his real good breaking ball. Baez just lifts and separates here with a bomb to left. But Kershaw didn't have that real good curveball. And then Rizzo here with another, boy, Rizzo's locked in right now. I love the way he's swinging the bat.
He certainly seems to be breaking out of that mini funk that he had for a bit. I mean, a big home runs at home, and then he goes out to LA, and off Kershaw is able to do that, which, mind you, him hitting against lefties was always supposed to be this Achilles heel, and he's showing that he can do that.
Right, and what I like about that, the really premier left-hand hitters like a guy like Rizzo, facing somebody like Kershaw keeps you in as a hitter. Now, I don't know much about hitting, but left-handed hitters against left-handed pitchers, if they can stay in on those lefties, that bodes well for them when they start facing some right-handed pitchers.
Well, we know you know something about pitching in LA, and maybe we'll get to that in a bit, but we're going to check out some of the highlights from this game. In the 2nd inning, Wilson Contreras, this was impressive. A 12-pitch at-bat. We're going to see each one here, but he wins this battle against Kershaw going deep and making it a 1-0 Cubs lead.
We talk about the importance of a leadoff guy, and the Cubs are searching for that, looking for that guy that can maybe take some pitches and see a bunch of pitches. I thought this was a key spot in the game. Again, you just don't know what's going to happen, but early on, Contreras was able to see all of Kershaw's arsenal, his slider, his changeup, his big curveball, and then also the fastball. And then he pieces together one. He gets a fastball away and hammers it the other way. So there were a couple of guys in that lineup that had some really good at-bats against Kershaw.
Yeah, and that certainly Wilson Contreras was due. He's been doing a lot of great work behind the plate, but to see his offense maybe start to come together could be great for the team as well. Time for our Gerber collision and glass play of the game. And this is in the bottom of the 3rd. Men on 1st and 2nd. Again, Lester facing Kike Hernandez. Didn't seem to be too happy with a pitch earlier in this count. You mentioned that. And then on 3-0 gives up the 3-run blast to make it a 6-1 ball game to Kike Hernandez. What did you see evolve during this sequence?
On the 1-0 pitch, Contreras came out of the chute to make an attempted pickoff. And the home plate umpire didn't get a good look at that one, so it could have easily been 1-1. And then the 3rd pitch in that sequence, a little bit outside. But then you're 3-0 instead of 2-1 with men on base, and he ended up just throwing a cookie to Hernandez, and Hernandez was right on it. And you can see Lester there just I'm not a professional lip reader, but I think I know what he was saying to home plate umpire, Mr. Iasonia.
You're thinking maybe he wasn't too happy?
No, especially after giving up.
Right.
Yeah, especially after giving up that 3-run home run. And those pitches, you know, they're tight right there, and it's a big difference hitting 2-1 versus 3-0.
It really turned the game around completely in that moment, and the Cubs did get themselves back into it. But we're going to take a quick break here on Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield. We'll be right back.
Cubs Postgame Live is presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. Through it all.
To be in the Express, you gotta be able to ride. And I mean really ride.
Jack, wait.
Ma, I ain't no boy no more.
You don't know what's out there. It's dangerous.
This is something I have to do, Ma. But the job only calls to a man who has what it takes.
You take this, and you go west as fast as you can.
Think we'll see him again, Mom?
I reckon.
How can you be so sure?
Because west is that way.
We, the device-loving people, want more than just unlimited data. We want unlimited entertainment, so we can stream unlimited action, punch unlimited robots, watch unlimited romance, if you're into that. But we also want more, like unlimited HBO. Can I stop dying now, Mark?
No can do, mi amigo. It's unlimited.
Besides, you're really good at it, James.
Don't settle for any unlimited data plan. Only the AT&T Unlimited Plus plan comes with HBO included at no extra charge.
Welcome to Elk Grove Village. Our growing industrial park is the largest in North America. It makes sense. We're close to O'Hare, major highways, and rail lines, putting us first class in business class. We appreciate that a strong business park means a high quality of life for village residents. It's what motivates us to be beyond business friendly. Elk Grove Village, makers wanted.
Do you watch stuff on that thing?
Yes. Well, have you heard about Fullscreen? Sounds familiar.
Fullscreen is a subscription video on-demand platform and app available right now on your phone.
We got comedies.
And we've got dramas.
Whoa, that's a lot.
It is a lot. It's over 1,500 hours of content.
And you can browse by mood. Stop. Sorry. Yeah.
Eligible AT&T wireless customers can get Fullscreen on us for 1 year, plus stream an app without using your data.
Subscribe to the Cubs Talk podcast on iTunes or the Google Play Store today.
We are back with our Four Seasons heating, air conditioning, and plumbing. Who's hot and who's not in their career against the Padres? Look at Jason Hayward's numbers, hitting .340 with 5 homers and 19 RBI. I'm sure the Cubs will love to see that continue. Who's not? Jose Bautista hitting just .152 with 25 strikeouts. Well, we welcome you back in here to Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield, along with Dave Otto, who thankfully is spending his holiday weekend here. Just wanted to be talking about a Cubs W today, but not the case, and we will show you part of the reason why was the UPS store taking care of business. Player of the game, Yasiel Puig. And Dave, we were talking about how this was quite the timely lineup change because Puig was not in the lineup to begin this game, but he goes 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored and 2 RBI. His lifetime now against the Cubs, 30 for 80 with 4 homers and 9 RBI. I think Dave Roberts probably liked that move he had to make.
Yes, yeah, and then he made a great play down the right field line off the bat of Rizzo.
Anthony Rizzo, yeah.
You know, and sometimes, Kelly, as a former player, you show up at the ballpark, you're not in the lineup, you're all relaxed.
Mentally checked out.
You're checked out, but then, you know, sometimes you go into the game and you're relaxed. You're just ready to go, and Puig had a good day for the Dodgers. One of those guys that the Dodgers are still trying to figure out, you know, what kind of ball player he is. He is tremendously talented, but he hasn't gotten there yet.
We take a look at our Jim Beam winning box score. A couple, I think, lines. Obviously, this is the Dodgers we're looking at. I'm thinking about the Cubs, not the winning box score, Kelly. It's Los Angeles here. And we just mentioned a big day from Puig, also Corey Seager, a couple big at-bats, and then the kid we mentioned earlier, Bellinger, going deep as well. But all of them, they made count. 2 3-run blasts, and all the rest were out of the park.
They were patient.
Plain and simple.
Leicester fell behind in the count a few times, and Dave Roberts gave a couple of his regulars a rest today, and the Dodgers got enough to put enough runs across the board.
Yeah, they're probably feeling pretty good about their performance against John Lester this afternoon. It's time for one more quick timeout here on Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield. We'll be right back to wrap this up after a quick timeout.
Being a fan is hard. We make it easier at SportsGrade.com with officially licensed MLB gear and VIP golden ticket experiences delivered right to your door. Join the club at SportsGrade.com today.
This is the original light beer, brewed with the belief that a beer could be light and not compromise on taste, to be enjoyed on nights that start out as afternoons. Miller Lite. Hold true.
Well, I love it. This piece is so you.
I know, right? I saw it and I was just like, oh, I have to have it.
Is it suede?
Suede. Love suede.
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments, there's one of these.
Well, I love it. This piece is so you. I know, right? I saw it and I was like, have to have it. Is this suede? It's suede. I love suede.
That's why we're there with renter's insurance when things go wrong, but also here with a rewards credit card to help life go right. State Farm.
The Honda Perfect Accord sales event is your chance to get an incredible deal on the Accord, which has been named to Car and Driver's 10 Best list a record-breaking 31 times. To celebrate, we have amazing offers on the Honda Accord, which has a 5-star overall vehicle score. The Honda Accord is also the best-selling car in its class. Race in to the Honda Perfect Accord sales event and get a great deal on the Accord today at your Honda dealer.
Save big on essential automotive products from Menards. These weather beater wiper blades are durable and provide a clean, streak-free wipe for a clear view. Right now, just $5.99 each. Get the job done right with Gorilla Tape from Menards. This tape is weather resistant and grips to many surfaces. Gorilla products are perfect for repairs around the house. Right now, pick up a 35-yard roll for just $6.99. Now, during Menards' big sale.
Save big money at Menards.
Cubs fans, be sure and show your team pride with Cubs checking and an official Cubs MasterCard debit card only available at your local Wintrust Community Bank. Go to wintrust.com/Cubs to learn more. Member FDIC. Time for our James & Sons Fine Jewelers Fielding Gym. And Dave, you mentioned this one earlier. This was pretty spectacular by Yasiel Puig here in right field. Anthony Rizzo gave it for a ride, but it was going to be foul, and Puig made it not count no matter what.
Yeah,
so
Puig got a really good jump. Not a lot of room to work on that right field line, and he ran to his spot. Good read off the bat, and he's quite an athlete.
Yes, he is. Let's take a look back at Dave's keys from the pregame show, sponsored by Blue Cross Blue Shield. You mentioned Lester heater early and take Kershaw out of his rhythm.
You know, Lester, had a pretty good fastball, but he just got hurt with those 2 3-run bombs, and the Cubs did a good job of taking Kershaw out of his rhythm. Looked up at the board, he had 90 pitches after about 4 innings. So offensively, they did a good job against Kershaw. Not enough Lester today.
Well, I know that we don't have a lot of time, but a lot's going to be made about whether or not this was a statement game for LA. Do you take any credit in that? Do you believe in that sort of thing?
I heard JD and Len Casper talking about it a little bit. I don't think so. Maybe if this series was in September, yes, but not now.
All right, well, it's off to San Diego now for the Cubs. 3 against them. We'll see if they can keep the bats rolling. Thanks for watching Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield. For Dave Otto, I'm Kelly Krall. Have a wonderful holiday weekend, everyone.
La Quinta presents How to Win at Business. Step 1. Point decisively with the arm of your glasses. Abracadabra, the stage is yours. Step 2. Choose La Quinta, the only hotel where you can redeem loyalty points for a free night instantly and win at business.
When our drivers recommend their cars, their words become part of our fabric. The 2017 Mitsubishi Outlander with standard third-row seating.
Come in now and get $3,000 cash back or 0% APR plus $500 cash back.
No bars. Oh no, looks like somebody needs a new network.
When I got this unlimited plan, they told me they were all the same.
They're not. Verizon has the largest, most reliable 4G LTE network in America. It's basically made for places like this.
Honey, what if it was just us out here?
Right. So I ordered you a car. Thank you. You don't want to be out here at night because of the coyotes.
Okay, thanks, bud. Bye.
Be nice to have your car for some shelter. Bye.
When it really, really matters, you need the best network and the best unlimited. Just $45 per line for 4 lines.
Another monumental season comes to life with MLB Extra Innings on DirecTV. Catch the biggest moments from baseball's best all season long. Follow your teams, favorite players, no matter where you are. And with MLB.tv included, you can watch nearly 90 live games a week on your favorite devices. That's every milestone and miracle on the screen of your choice. Order MLB Extra Innings on DirecTV.
Hi, this is Dean Collins, operating partner at Gerald Nissan. Now's the time to come get that new or pre-owned Nissan from Gerald Nissan. We have the largest inventory ever, the best sales staff, and the most aggressive deals. Come see why Gerald Nissan customers have awarded us the Dealer Rater Dealer of the Year Award, and Edmunds has just given us the 5-star Dealer Award as well. Our customers are happy, and you will be too. Gerald Nissan in Naperville and I-88 Orchard Road. Gerald Nissan's always a better deal, I guarantee it.
From BB&T Ballpark in uptown Charlotte, North Carolina, it's Charlotte Knights Baseball. The AAA affiliate of the White Sox takes on the Buffalo Bisons, the top farm team of the Toronto Blue Jays. Hi, everybody. I'm Matt Swarrett alongside Jack McDowell, former Cy Young Award winner, for tonight's game between the Buffalo Bisons and the Charlotte Knights. It's Game 3 of this 4-game series. The Knights dropped a heartbreaker last night, took a 6-5 lead into the 9th inning, had their closer Zach Birdie on the mound for the 9th inning. Looked like, well, this is going to be a lights-out 9th. But even the best from Jack have a bad day, and it was a tough night for Zach.
It was, and it's good to get those out of the way earlier in your career, you know, because he'll learn. It can be tough to add that many runs to your ERA without carrying it out. He'll learn. He'll learn from that, and he'll learn that, you know, I throw two good months together now, and it's all going to get back to square one.
Chris Volstead made the start last night for the Knights and gave this team a chance to win, had the chance to be the winning pitcher until that 9th inning. Didn't have his best stuff, but he worked 6 innings.
Yeah, he did a great job. You know, they chipped away at him. They had leadoff guys on that they were able to get around, but for the most part, he stayed out of the big inning and, you know, gave his team a chance to win. He left the game, and he had only a chance to win that game.
We've been watching Yohan Moncada, too, come off the disabled list. He played his second game off the DL, a double and a triple last night. Your thoughts on Yohan?
It was fun watching him. You know, seeing him in person for the first time. It's a little different when you see a guy in person and watch stuff on film. It was very athletic. Watching him play, very athletic, quick twitch guy. You can tell he's going to be a star player.
We'll come back with the first pitch, the Knights and Bisons next. He strikes out. They turn 2 and get out of trouble. Double play.
The throw is going to be on a bounce. It's a stolen base.
And the Knights walk off in the bottom of the 11th inning on opening night.
Tomorrow, join us at BB&T Ballpark Uptown for Memorial Day Baseball presented by Hendrick Lexus of Charlotte. Watch as your Knights take on the Buffalo Bisons and enjoy $1 hot dogs courtesy of Salas. Tickets are going fast. Get yours right now at charlotteknights.com.
When it's time to party, let's face it, size does matter. And I didn't know they made them that big.
Let Mr. Submarine cater your next party. With the tastiest meats, cheeses, and veggies served on fresh from the bakery Toronto bread, everyone will be happy to dive into deliciousness with Mr. Submarine.
Do you have too many bills but not enough money? Would you like one lower payment for all debt, little or no money down? I'm attorney Peter Francis Geraci. Our Chapter 13 plans stop collections and creditors in one day for as low as $95 every 2 weeks. Get rid of bill collectors and high car payments. Get one lower payment today. Call or click now.
When you need to be debt-free, call 1-800-CALL-PFG. That's 1-800-CALL-PFG.
Test drive the new Mini Countryman sports activity vehicle today at your local Mini dealer.
Tomorrow, join us at BB&T Ballpark Uptown for Memorial Day Baseball presented by Hendrick Lexus of Charlotte. Watch as your Knights take on the Buffalo Bisons and enjoy $1 hot dogs courtesy of Salas. Tickets are going fast. Get yours right now at charlotteknights.com.
Rendition of the Star Spangled Banner performed today by the Concord United Methodist Church here at BB&T Ballpark on a beautiful Sunday night, Memorial Day weekend. Hope everybody's having a wonderful holiday wherever you happen to be. And it's a special day here at the ballpark. They just honored just a few moments ago down in the field the owner of the Charlotte Knights, Mr. Don Beaver, as he was the first inductee of the class of 2017 into the Charlotte Knights Round Table of Honor. So he was down in the field just a few moments ago accepting that plaque, and he's going to be in the rotunda here at the ballpark as well with the other folks in the Round Table of Honor and the Hall of Fame that went back to the 1980s with the old Charlotte O's and Charlotte baseball, which has been around over 100 years here in the Queen City. So again, congratulations to the owner of the Charlotte Knights, Don Beaver, the first of the class of 2017 in the Charlotte Knights Round Table of Honor. Let's take a look now at the batting order for the Buffalo Bisons. Game 3 of this series, and the Bisons have won the first 2. Leading off in center field, Roman Fields. Batting second, the third baseman, Jake Elmore. Hitting third and left field, Dwight Smith Jr. The catcher, Mike Ullman, is the cleanup hitter. First baseman, Rowdy Tellez, will bat fifth. Then the designated hitter, Jared Saltalamacchia. Ian Parmalee is in right field. The second baseman, Jason Leblanc-Bijian, is going to bat number 8. And the shortstop, Shane Opitz, bats number 9. And on the mound for the Charlotte Knights is right-hander Carson Fulmer. Fulmer, 6 feet tall, 23 years old. Out of Lakeland, Florida. First-round pick out of Vanderbilt in 2015 by the White Sox. He was the 8th player taken in that 2015 draft. And his first pitch of the game is strike one, a foul tip in the glove by Fields. Fields hitting .410 since coming up to AAA Buffalo. 14 RBIs. He had one last night. On the ground, first base, Cody Ashe, the first baseman for the Charlotte Knights, will make the play. And there's one gone.
So Fulmer looking to get back on track. A good start at the beginning of this season, and a couple of down starts recently. Going to get back on that winning track.
Take a look at some of his numbers in a moment. Here's the defense for Charlotte. The first baseman Ashe, second baseman Yohan Moncada, at shortstop Jose Benicio, at third base Nicky Delmonico. In the outfield, Jason Bourgeois, Jacob May, and Reimer Liriano from left to right. The catcher is Carson Blair. And here's ball one to Jake Elmore. Elmore batting .234. A couple of hits last night. A couple of RBIs last night, too, including a RBI double in the first inning out to right center field against the starter Chris Volstead last night. 1 ball and 1 strike. He has 20 RBIs.
One thing you'll notice about Fulmer is for being just a player 6 foot, usually pitchers, they are a little taller. They like guys that are taller, but he has great downhill movement. Well, that was side movement into someone's back right there, but he has great downhill downhill plane to his pitches, and from a 6-footer, that's a real good positive for him.
That one right there just got away, so he puts Elmore on. Here comes Dwight Smith Jr. You know, we had mentioned, as you take a look at that pitch that got away from him, hit him right in the ribs.
Or in the elbow pad.
Get him on the elbow?
I don't know. He looks like he's grimacing a little bit too much for the bat.
Now, the first 7 starts of the season for Fulmer, really good numbers. He was 5-1, a 2.72 ERA. He was the first 5-game winner in the International League. Here's a strike to Smith. But his last 2 outings, they've been rough for him. He's 0-2 in those 2 starts, a 9.28 ERA, giving up a total of 14 runs, but 11 earned on 11 hits in 10 2/3 innings. With 7 walks and 5 home runs allowed. He has 4 strikeouts during that time. Here's a liner back in the crowd down the right field line. So overall in the season, Fulmer takes a 5-3 record into the game today, a 4.11 ERA. After his last start, his ERA went up over a full run. In those first 7 outings, as I mentioned, a 2.72 ERA. Over 39 2/3 innings, 35 hits, just 12 earned runs, with 12 walks and 33 strikeouts, and 5 homers allowed. The 0-2, and that's a check swing foul ball. Home plate umpire Ryan Clark. First base Scott Costello. Third base the crew chief Shane Livensparger. So his last 2 have been rough ones. Coming against the Durham Bulls and the Syracuse Chiefs, and both in this ballpark.
Very interesting to see how he's going to attack 0-2 here early. His first curveball was square in the middle of the leadoff hitter's back, and then that breaking ball right there was up and away as well.
Sets high, throws to first base. Elmore back. Elmore has 6 stolen bases. This Buffalo team, the Blue Jays AAA club, they like to run. They've got some guys with some speed. Fields has 9 stolen bases. Elmore 6. Smith has 4. Parmley has 7. So some guys in the lineup that can run. Last night, Pena, the Knights catcher, had a good night behind the plate. Threw out a runner. His pitch inside.
Still struggling with that breaking ball. He'll find it. That was the one. He left a couple up and away and overcompensate and yank it down and in. But down and in breaking ball to a left-hander from a right-hander is an underappreciated pitch, in my opinion. It's a great pitch because they see fastball coming in there. You're always told not to throw down and into left-handers, but breaking balls down there are very effective.
This one goes outside, and now he's 2-2. His fastball low to mid-90s. He had terrific numbers during his time at Vanderbilt. Now Vanderbilt's produced some really good big leaguers over the years. One trying to come back from the disabled list is David Price with the Red Sox. And a couple of rehab starts he's had recently have not gone too well, but I believe he's going to pitch tomorrow for the first time this season in the big leagues with Boston.
Rehab starts are always interesting because you're not really out there battling trying to win. You're kind of just trying to feel your way around, see where you're at physically, and so a lot of the results numbers wise aren't really what's coming out of your pitches and coming out of those outings. You know, everyone wants to see the numbers, everyone wants to see strikeouts and having a great dominant performance, but a lot of time it's just how you're feeling when you're down there because you're not competing at that same level.
Well, you're just trying to get some work in. You may just be working on a certain pitch sometimes.
Yeah, a lot of times you're feeling, if you're coming off of an injury, you're trying to feel, hey, you know, is this going to come back again? Am I going to feel okay? And that's why you're doing the rehab starts.
Runner goes, throw down by Blair. It's not going to matter because it's ball 4, and Smith will take his base. And now 2 on. The hit by pitch and the walk puts 2 on base, and it brings up Mike Ullman. And here's how he really got in trouble his last 2 outings. He didn't fall behind Smith. He was 0-2, but then he walked him, and he did fall behind quite a bit in those last 2 starts. But in this ballpark in particular, you don't want to be pitching from behind. He's given up 5 home runs those last 2 games.
And that's the problem, struggling with your breaking ball early. That's going to happen. When you're 0-2 and you've only got really 1 pitch to go to, they can, the hitters recognize that early too. They see where those first 3 breaking balls weren't even close to being where he wanted them, and so hey, I can just spit on that now and just look for fastball, and then you can narrow down your zone, and that's exactly what happened.
Here's Mike Ullman. You don't want to make a mistake with him. Big guy with power, 7 home runs, 13 RBIs. And he takes the first one inside. The Knights in this series have been trying to bust him inside all 3 games, and now the catcher Blair goes out to the mound. Ullman only batting .231. I got another theory, Jack, on when really good major league pitchers go on a rehab assignment and you look at their numbers in certain games, especially in the low minor leagues, if they're pitching an A-ball or AA and they give up quite a few runs, hitters go up there ready to hack, because at that level, pitchers don't throw strikes.
Yeah,
you don't know where it's going, but big leaguers throw strikes.
Yeah, it's very true. It's not. It's more about stuff down there than pitching. If you try to pitch, if you're a big leaguer and you go back down to A-ball and you haven't been there for a while and you try to pitch, you're going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
Because they aren't thinking the way that you're thinking about going about it. They're looking, okay, well, this ball's somewhere where I can touch it. I'm wailing, and here we go.
Exactly.
You're usually always going to give up at least. Yeah, you're always going to give up at least 1 bomb. So that's kind of a given. We used to joke about that when I was managing with the Dodgers in rookie ball, because that's where a lot of the rehab starts came. And we'd have pregame meetings, exchange lineups, and I say, oh, well, okay, it's going to be about 3-0 after the first inning. And they go, what do you mean? I say, you'll see.
Yes.
And they're, oh, God, how'd you know that? Well, because I used to do that.
You can look at them all the time, those rehab outings at that level. Runs will be scored. Guys go up there hacking. Now 3-0. Crowd wanted a pitch that wasn't called a strike. Rowdy Tellez, a big night last night, is on deck. 2 on, 1 out. And a drive to the gap in left center. There's that 3-0 fastball out over the plate. That's going to score at least 1. Smith the third. They're going to send him around. Here's the relay by Benicio. There may be a play. He's safe. So it's a 2-run double for Mike Ullman. And now it's 2-0 just like last night. And again, it's because Fulmer got behind, had a groove of 3-0 fastball, and Ullman was sitting on it, and he ripped it.
Well, I think you can see on that swing and that result while they're trying to pitch Ullman inside. That ball out over the plate, and he just absolutely crushed it 3-0. And you know what I like mostly about that is Bobby Meacham with no outs. Or it's it is 1 out. Okay, sorry. It is 1 out. So, but still sending that runner and pushing it. A lot of guys wouldn't do that. They don't want to. They figure, okay, second and third, 1 out. A sac fly is still going to get them in here. So they play safe ball. Where Bobby's like, hey, this might be a close play, but I'm going for it. You get the runs when you can. That's the way that I think about it.
Tellez stands in, takes outside, a fastball off the plate. 231, 4 homers, 21 RBIs. But again, Fulmer falls behind, missing with a fastball on the first pitch. Ullman is on second base. And to your point, Jack, it takes the perfect relay to even have a chance at throwing him out. Smith has better than average speed. And Benicio made a great throw, and it was close, but still they couldn't get him.
It was close. It was executed, fairly well. But what can you do? You're aggressive on the bases. You're going to beat the defense more than not these days.
You're right. You might get thrown out once or twice, but you'll score more than you don't. Line drive to right field. That'll be caught, and staying on second base, Ullman. The throw goes into third and 1 hop from the right fielder, Liriano. But now 2 outs. That was a hard hit ball by Tellez. And it brings up the veteran Jared Saltalamacchia, switch hitting catcher, who's the designated hitter tonight. Saltalamacchia batting .250 with the Bisons, 1 home run and 4 RBIs. He was up with the Tigers last season. Came up with the Red Sox, spent quite a bit of time with Boston. Infield playing him to pull. Runner on second, 2-0 Buffalo here in the first. We'll see if Fulmer can minimize the damage and get out of it.
A lot of these shifts when you have the shortstop right behind second base like the Knights do right now really lends itself to a real easy pickoff move if you can have a timing play from that, because your shortstop's already right there and you have a good visual of how far off your runner is because your shortstop's right there. It's just one of those things where if you get somebody who's maybe a step early, not paying attention, it really opens itself up to getting a guy. And also holding the runner a little bit closer at second when they are paying attention.
Well, Fulmer's gone fastball to start out Saltalamacchia, and it's now 0-2. As Ullman does lead away at second base, and Vinicio right now on the edge of the outfield grass behind him. It's outfield straight away. Only one hit in the inning, but the hit, batter, and walk certainly hurt. Foul ball left side. Well, we saw that rough first last night for Volstead. Did not really come back to hurt him. He was able to minimize the damage, get out with just the 2 runs. And when he left the game after 6, the Knights offense had come back and given him the lead. In fact, the Knights had the lead going to the 9th inning last night, before that big 7-run top of the 9th for the Buffalo Bisons. 0-2. Struck him out on the inside half of the plate with a fastball. That'll do it. But they get 2 on the 2-run double by Mike Ullman. After a half inning tonight, Buffalo's on top 2-0.
If you're on the clock and want to trade up, don't sell the farm.
Like someone else we know.
Find the car you want at hawkauto.com and save. Choose from 10 big brands, thousands of vehicles at 8 giant locations. Trade up to a brand new Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Subaru, VW, Mazda, or Cadillac and save huge. Why trade up for a number 2? Get your number 1 pick at hawkauto.com and save. hawkauto.com.
Blue collar. Misfit. Underdog. They think they've got you all figured out. But you never let anyone tell you who you are. Through long days and nights, pounding rain, and blistering heat, you worked hard to make something of yourself. And in spite of the mud and the grit, you never once thought about getting out. Every day, every hour, you always showed up. It's who you are. So let them underestimate you. Because that's when you show them what you're made of. In the end, it's all about what you leave behind. So let's keep building. Let's build our families, our communities, our country. Let's build. Because it's who we are.
Well, Knights coming up here in the first down, a couple of runs right now. Take a look at the Charlotte Knights batting order. It'll be Jacob May leading off, the center fielder. Then the third baseman, Nicky Delmonico. Hitting third today, second baseman, Yohan Moncada. Then Cody Ashe. Carson Blair. Danny Hayes had a grand slam last night. He'll bat 6th. He's the DH. Reimer Liriano, Jason Bourgeois, and Jose Benicio. That's the lineup that'll face Francisco Liriano today. Lefty on the mound. The Blue Jays starter on a rehab assignment. He throws strike 1. Well, Liriano tonight, 75 pitches or 6 innings, whichever comes first. He's 2-2 this season, a 6.39 ERA in the major leagues with the Toronto Blue Jays. But in his career, 98 career major league wins spanning 12 years. He's 98 and 94 in the big leagues with a 4.09 ERA. Jacob May, the batter, 307 average. And he'll take outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Liriano in his career is going to come close now this season. If he gets to where he's healthy and gets back to the big leagues, should be over 300 major league games pitched. He's at 292 right now. Foul ball at the plate. He's made 263 big league starts with 4 different teams. The Minnesota Twins, the bulk of his career. The White Sox in 2012, Pittsburgh, and now Toronto. And he threw a no-hitter. That was back on May 3rd of 2011. It happened to be against the Chicago White Sox that day. Ground ball up the line, foul at first base.
He is mostly known for his command and outstanding changeup. That is what he lived on early in his career, for sure.
His best season was in 2013. Surprised a lot of folks. That was with the Pittsburgh Pirates. He made 26 starts. He was 16-8, had a 3.02 ERA. It's just outside. Now 3-2 on Jacob May. He landed on the disabled list for the Blue Jays on May 11th. Inflammation in his left pitching shoulder. Ball 4. He walks the leadoff hitter. Now a little bit of control problems in the first inning for Carson Blair. That cost him with a 2-run double by Ullman. And now a leadoff walk by Liriano. And it brings up Nicky Delmonico. So Mark Grudzielanek shifting the lineup a little bit. Nicky's been hot. They move him up to the 2-hole. He's hitting .282. Yohan Moncada dropped to the 3-hole today. Nicky has 7 home runs, 28 RBIs.
This once again, when we're talking about rehab starts, for the Knights might be a great opportunity to run a little bit more than they normally do. Yeah, you have a left-hander on the hill, veteran that is going to hold guys, but I think that's probably the last thing on his mind in a rehab start is holding runners,
especially one batter in.
And you're trying to get your feel for it, try to see where your stuff is, how that shoulder's feeling.
Delmonico went too far. Against lefties this season, Nicky's hitting .267, has a couple of home runs. He's 16 for 60 off left-handed pitchers. And boy, does he love hitting this ballpark. He's hitting .388 at home compared to .188 on the road. Curveball, good one. Struck him out. So after the walk to May, he strikes Delmonico out. Little knee buckler right there.
Yeah, those are the tough ones. Those ones that are coming in chest high, and they aren't the big breaking balls, but just more like a cutter slider pitch from Liriano. Comes in, you're seeing a ball up and in about letter high, and then all of a sudden it breaks down right over the strike zone. Probably a decent pitch to hit, but where it started, a little late by the time you go there.
Now the pitch, a strike to Moncada, and stolen base number 3 for Jacob May. He had a pretty good break at first base. Good jump on Liriano. No throw as the ball was dropped by the catcher Ullman.
Well, you look at the way May set that up. He really had no lead the entire first at bat, and I think the short lead just kind of set up Liriano. He got a good read on him for about 5 pitches. Realized that he's not paying attention to me. I can go get this.
Now 2 strikes on Yohan Moncada, who had a double and a triple last night. He's at .329 for the season. 6 homers and 15 RBIs. When he tripled last night, it was out to deep left center. Thought when he hit it, it might get out of the ballpark. It was about halfway up the wall. Has power to all fields from both sides of the plate. He turned 22 years old last night. He thought he was going to get to celebrate a win until that 7-run top of the 9th inning. Made a couple of really nice plays at second base last night too. Cody Ashe's on deck.
There's Liriano up in the zone at 93. He's still got that in there, so the shoulder's not feeling that crazy bad. He wasn't he was never like a mid-90s guy. He was right around there, being a low 90s command guy with that breaking ball and changeup.
Struck him out coming inside off speed. The changeup right there in the inside half. Back-to-back strikeouts.
Yeah, you have that kind of down like he has on the changeup. You can't throw it right down the middle, and that was just right down the middle, cutting almost into the batter. But you have that kind of dive at the end. That's just a win-win. You got no chance of that pitch.
Now the batter's Cody Ashe. Good night last night. Just missed out on the cycle. Missed it by a triple. He takes a strike on the inside corner fastball. What's kind of interesting about missing with a triple last night, he might have been able to get a triple in his first at bat. He had a double, went harder on second, then put the brakes on.
Yeah, we were hoping he was going for 3. I thought he would have had it pretty easily. Game situation led him away from it. Didn't want to make that first out at third, so they say.
1-1 the count on Ashe. Jacob Mays on second base, a walk and a stolen base.
But you know what? I think the whole making the first out at third and first or last out at third, I think the game has changed from when that used to be the thing to do. It's stayed. People still run the game like that. You're not supposed to do that. But realistically, not too many guys are hitting behind a guy anymore. They're not sacrificing the guy to third. So that was the whole idea. They're going to get you to third with less than 2 outs, and then someone can sac fly you in. That's not how the game's played anymore. So I'm not so sure that line of thinking on base running is really appropriate to how the game's played these days.
When did you see the game kind of getting away from that?
Oh, probably. Well, you know what? When the big home run barrage, along with the needles, started coming in, I think that kind of changed a lot of it. And there you have it.
Ashe punched down with a breaking ball. We go to the top of the second. 2-0 Buffalo.
No pitch foul. We're saving folks big money all the way to the checkered flag. Get to Schomburg Ford during their Bob Rohrman 510th sales event.
Right now at Bob Rohrman Schomburg Ford, lease a 2017 F-150 STX for just $129 a month.
Bob Rohrman. Bob Rohrman Schomburg Ford, just west of the Woodfield Mall on Gulf Road in Schomburg.
Buster Posey loves being in control.
Wait. We always do baseball. How about a beach? Nice.
Anything else?
How about a sidekick?
Here you go. Is that it?
Maybe a sweet theme song?
Buster knows what he wants. That's why he has Esurance. Their easy online tools make him feel confident he made the right call. That's insurance for the modern world. Esurance, official sponsor of Major League Baseball.
Save big on Delta products from Menards. This Porter bathroom faucet has a high arc design and a chrome finish, just $69.99. And the Arabella kitchen faucet has a magnetic pull-down wand that retracts every time, only $169. Add style to your kitchen or bathroom with Mohawk tiles. Pick up 3 by 6 inch tiles in white or biscuit, only 17 cents each. Or create a unique backsplash with beautiful mosaic tiles in 4 styles, just $12.99 each. Now during Menards Big Sale.
Save big money at Menards.
2 dedicated hero cops, Vince, Abel. One life-saving mission, out to prove no one is. They're keeping the streets safe and their conscience clean. Cracking down on unbuckled drivers and passengers, even in the back seat. Click it or ticket. No one is. Invincible.
He flipped the ball last night to the opposite field. Just does what needs to be done to get on base. And in this situation, when you have a pitcher struggling with their breaking pitch, and you know you're going to get a fastball, that's real easy to say, okay, I can bunt this thing right here. You're not going to get fooled on it.
Leblebijian now coming up, the second baseman, hitting .278 as Ashe holds on the runner Parmley. Here's a foul. 5 homers, 27 runs knocked in. Pretty good numbers for a guy hitting in the 8-hole. Say that name fast 5 times.
Say it slow 1 time. I will say there are a lot of long names on this field tonight.
Yes, there are.
Uniform maker's nightmare. Where's Ed Ott when you need him?
This pitch is outside. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Dropping Saltalamacchia, Delmonico, even Bourgeois is up there having an 8 spread.
Now Leblebijian steps out of the batter's box. Fulmer got in trouble in the first one. He hit Elmore, and then he walked Smith after being up 0-2. And both would score on the double by Ullman out to left center. This one down low for ball 2. That leadoff bunt hit also put some pressure right back on Fulmer because he knows in the back of his mind that he had that trouble in the first inning and wanted to come out here and establish something early in the second. And first pitch, boom, a base hit.
Hey, look at this Buffalo team. Even last night, it was a lot of leadoff hitters on. You know, that will win you some games. You're going to put some runs on the board when you're doing that.
17 hits for Buffalo last night. Close play at first. The 17 hits, the most given up by the Charlotte Knights this season. They gave up 12 runs after giving up 9 in the first game 2 nights ago. And the Knights, up until this homestand, had been in the top 5 and 6 in team pitching in the league, but now at the last few ball games, their ERA has taken a hit. And a game time today, 4.06, which puts them 10th in the 14-team International League.
It's one of my pet peeves right there. When you make a pickoff move and you get close to getting somebody, you kind of have done your job. You don't want to go over there right again because all that doing is making him a little more comfortable with your move and the timing of it all.
Ground ball third, getting by Delmonico. Took a bounce by him. Hard hit ball. Parmley goes to third. He's going to round third, try to score, and will score. And now throw back to second, thrown away down the right field line. Going to chase it is Liriano. And stopping on third is Leblebijian. I'll tell you what, that was not a pretty play right there. And now it's a 3-0 ball game. Runner on third, nobody out. Knights starting to throw the ball around a little bit.
Yeah, that was a couple missed defensive opportunities right there, believe it or not. Benicio, they did a great job of trailing the back runner, and had Benicio turned and fired to second, they would have had that back runner who had rounded second on the cutoff.
Going to be an error on the throw back to second base that went down the line and allowed the runner to go to third. 28 RBIs now for Leblebijian, and that's his 10th double. So now again, Fulmer's in trouble. Runner on third, nobody out, down 3. There's Shane Opitz. Strike 1. Off speed that time.
That's one of the breaking balls he wants right there. You know, be able to get ahead 0-1 with that one. And then later in the bat, be able to use it as a put away, drop it down a little bit, get a little bigger break on it. That's when we'll know he's in his groove.
There's a foul pass first. You know, for folks that don't really follow the International League watching tonight, Buffalo plays in the North Division. And 3 of the better teams in the league play in the North. The first place team is Lehigh Valley, Philadelphia's AAA club, and they have the best record in the league at 33-15. So you have Buffalo in third place at 26-20. They're 6 games out of first place right now, despite being 6 games over 500. And a team in the top 5 in hitting in the league. Strike 3 on the inside corner. A punch out of Opitz, and it brings up now the top of the batting order, Fields.
And right there you see the effects of being able to command your breaking ball. You know, get ahead of it first strike. Had he not gotten those breaking balls over for strikes, there's no way that you're looking at that fastball for strike 3. But the fact that you're seeing 2 breaking balls for strikes, you see that ball start at the knees, you're thinking, okay, maybe it's low, maybe this is going to be a put away breaking ball, and you're locked up.
Let's bring the infield in on the left, halfway on the right side, and the first pitch to Fields is down low. Good block by Blair, the catcher.
I wonder what the thought is of not bringing him in and then bringing him here. Maybe, I mean, all I can think is maybe the possibility of a safety squeeze or something like that.
With Fields the plate, this one particular hitter who can handle the bat, a lot of speed, and he pulls this one foul and almost got Laura Wolf, who's the photographer here at BB&T Ballpark.
Think she got a picture of it?
She's pretty tough. She might have hung in there.
I'll tell her tomorrow she's got to charge those. Can't sit back on those. Let's go.
Sean Powell is the strength and conditioning coach, tries to protect her. He has a fishing net that he stays in front of Laura with.
That's a scary looking fishing net.
No backstory in the fishing net. He didn't like the color of it, so he gave it to Laura. She painted it Knight's gold.
Paints it gold. I love it. I love it.
Now, Sean Powell's an author and a movie writer. Writes movie scripts, has one in production right now. A breaking ball by Carson Fulmer.
Well, now you're seeing Fulmer in a little bit more of a groove, being able to get the confidence of throwing a 2-1 breaking ball right there. A little bit out of the zone. That's when you're kind of feeling your oats a little bit. And now you're 2 strikes. You don't know what to do if you're Fields. Am I getting that lockup fastball, or am I getting that breaking ball? You know, you can go to either place right here, and that's the difference between the last inning and this.
Just missed off the inside. That looks the same pitch that they just punched out Opitz on.
Pretty close, a couple inches inside.
Now we saw last night, Jack, that they try to work Fields away, and he went with it and had a base hit to left field.
Yeah, so now you're seeing in. Had to jump out of the way of a couple breaking balls that were middle in.
That was just off the plate. So now 3-2 on Fields. Struck him out. Good breaking ball, running it in on him, on his hands, tying him up. So 2 strikeouts now with the man on third. And it brings up Elmore.
Right there on that pitch, you get to see the 2 different planes of Fulmer's breaking ball. That one a little side to side, more so than the first couple ones that he threw to Fields that were more of curveball rotation to him. I think similar miles per hour on him, but he's able to change the plane of it a little bit and makes it multiple pitches for him.
Elmore hit by a pitch his first time, steps away from that one, a fastball inside. He was hitting the ribs his first time, then would score on the double by Oman last inning.
You really think they should get first base when you're hit with a curveball?
Sure, why not?
That's like cheating. Come on. That didn't even hurt.
Didn't hurt.
Yeah, if it doesn't hurt, you shouldn't get it. You should only get a free base if it hurts.
You know, like wiffle ball in the backyard. If you catch it and throw it back, then you don't get your base.
Yeah, exactly.
2-0 on Elmore.
Yeah, like the whole jersey rub one. Those are frustrating as a pitcher. Hit that baggy jersey.
Yeah, Manny Ramirez. Remember Manny with that big baggy jersey?
Yeah, you hit him and the ball's 8 inches away from him. Hey, that caught a corner.
Now the infield back with 2 outs, man on third. That one on the outside corner. Well, here in the second, Fulmer doing a better job at changing things up, hitting his spots. That leadoff bunt, though, kind of set the tone after the base hit by Lev Lebeshin to get something going for the Bisons here in the second. That time Elmore stays away from that breaking pitch.
And that pitch from Fulmer, more of the curveball down break. You know, that's something you could do. You show him that one that's breaking straight down over the middle of the plate low. Now, if you come back with that slider spin that starts in the same thing, he might take it thinking, okay, this is going to be the same break, but now you have a flatter break that actually stays in the zone.
They chase that one away. They'll cut her away right there. And hanging out of the foul tip is Carson Blair for strike 3. So after the first 2 hits, 3 straight strikeouts for Fulmer. Gives up 1 though. Middle of 2, 3-0 Buffalo. And a swing and a high fly ball deep right by Moncada. Way back. It's up. It is gone.
Vinicio to Moncada, the first double play.
Here's a drive to left center. Hit well by Moncada. Way back. It's up and gone. He belts it out of the ballpark for his 4th home run.
Yoan Moncada's the #1 prospect in baseball. Now get your hands on the #1 t-shirt. Available now at charlotteknights.com/store.
Test drive the new Mini Countryman sports activity vehicle today at your local Mini dealer.
Nice boat. You call Geico to help you with your boat insurance?
No, I didn't.
Hey, Gil, what's going on?
This guy didn't call Geico.
What? Hey, Vince.
What?
This guy did not call Geico for his boat insurance.
You disappoint me.
Maybe I will get a rate quote. And some sushi.
Geico for your boat. See how much you could save.
Hi, can you help us with a Tough Shed storage building?
Would you like something like this?
That's perfect. Cool. Do you guys sell Tough Shed garages too?
We sure do, and I can help.
Great, thanks.
Get 10% off the base price on Sundance Series sheds and garages. Home Depot consumer credit card holders receive an extra 5% off, plus no interest if paid in full within 12 months on Tough Shed purchases of $2,499 or more.
Knights down 3 now here in the bottom of the 2nd. Carson Blair leads off, the Charlotte catcher. 250, 2 home runs and 6 RBIs. And the first one is in there for a strike. Well, in the first inning, Francisco Liriano, pretty impressive. Leadoff walk, then struck out 3 in a row, getting Delmonico, Moncada, and Ashe in that order. Leaving a runner on second base as May stole second. There's a big swing by Blair. Liriano making the rehab start. 6 innings or 75 pitches, whichever happens to come first here tonight.
And why is that? Because that 76 pitch, that would be it for him.
That's done. You can't.
If he hits that 76 pitch, his arm might just come with it.
Can't go any further. 75 is a nice number, right?
Yeah, it's a good round, although not round number.
Exactly. It's odd. Well, there's strike 3. Another one. It's 4 in a row. You know, the Knights haven't faced a lot of big league pitchers this season, but on the few occasions they have, it's not been a good result. They faced Amir Garrett, who was sent back to AAA by Cincinnati as we look at this last pitch to get Blair from Liriano.
And well, you can see the difference. You can see the difference just watching Liriano and Fulmer, and it's basically on the misses. Where are the misses? The misses are within 2 inches of the strike zone around. Fulmer's misses have been a lot bigger. And that's kind of the thing that you look for once guys start tightening up their stuff to where they can command it and really do what they want with it and pitch like Liriano is. That's when you start messing with people.
When the Knights faced Garrett in Louisville, he was just sent back to kind of limit his innings by Cincinnati, young left-hander, and he was going to pitch 2 innings. That was it. We knew that. He faced 6 batters and struck all 6 out, and it wasn't even close. It was like a man among boys, and you're kind of seeing that right now with Liriano. He's just out there throwing it where he wants to throw it.
We had one of the funniest experiences I had when I was managing the Dodgers minor leagues was Zach Greinke coming down and throwing. It wasn't a rehab start. It was a spring training kind of inter-squad with the rookie ball players, and he came down and pitched. And he was, I mean, just dotting left and right, knew exactly what he's doing. And he threw one pitch, and as he threw it, and he just goes, no! We all heard him yell before the pitch even got there, and the guy hit a bomb. Really? And we're like, going, how? Wait. I know, like, on the swing you can call it. He knew on the pitch.
Wow.
And that was one of the most amazing things I'd seen.
I'll tell you something in a moment about Chris Sale. Here's the 1-2 to Hayes. Got him. Fastball after going breaking ball away. Fastball in the outer half. He's gone 5 strikeouts in a row now. Chris Sale came down 3 years ago and did a rehab with the Knights, and he was playing the Durham Bulls. We were playing the Durham Bulls. He faced him in Durham. And Durham had a really good hitting team, as that pitch was just right there in the outside half. Chris Sale struck out 10 batters in under 4 innings. And this lineup, again, was a good lineup, but it looked like they'd gone and taken 9 folks out of the ticket line, put them in a Bulls uniform, and said, you're going to play tonight, because that's how silly Sale made them look.
Well, Sale makes a lot of the big leaguers look the same way, so he is you don't get that kind of stuff coming out with that kind of a funky delivery very often. And the combination of that has just been, lights out for his career pretty much.
Almost set a major league record with 9 straight games. Started with 10 strikeouts or more, but he fell short with 6 in his last outing. 1-1 on Liriano. 5 strikeouts in a row for Francisco Liriano, facing Reimer, no relation. Foul ball back. Reimer coming back from a scary injury during spring training last season with Milwaukee. Playing the Dodgers, was hit in the face, multiple facial fractures, had to miss the entire season, but does not wear one of those protectors on his helmet like some players will. Jason Hayward does. Some big leaguers wear those to protect themselves from future injury. 1-2 on the ground up the middle. That's going to get through. And the Knights' first hit of the night after 5 straight strikeouts. A big turn by Liriano. He'll get back at first base.
Well, you see, if they would have had the right-handed shift on right there. That's right, to the middle guy.
Inning's over.
I know. What's going on? Why is it only left-handers? We're trying to figure all this stuff out.
We spent a lot of time last night talking about that.
We're trying to figure it out.
Right up the middle there. The base hit by Reimer Liriano. So here comes Jason Bourgeois. Left fielder batting .268, a home run and 4 runs knocked in. Knights trail by 3, so the tying run with 2 men out right now is in the on-deck circle. That would be Jose Vinicio. There's ball 1. Jason Bourgeois first got to AAA in 2005 with the Richmond Braves at the time. Later became a Charlotte Knight in his first tour in the White Sox organization, then went to Chicago. There's a foul past Gary Ingram at third, who has a great nickname, Chicken.
There's got to be a story there.
There is. I asked him, and how did somebody get the name Chicken? He was playing junior college baseball and had a big hit, and somebody on the bench said, "Way to go, Blue Chicken." And he's like, "Blue Chicken? What do you call me Blue Chicken for?" I said, "Don't call me that." There's strike 2 on Bourgeois. He said, "You can call me Chicken, but not Blue Chicken." And since then, he's always been called Chicken.
Well, I don't know about the crazy guy who came up with Blue Chicken.
Gary didn't like it. Call me Chicken. Good breaking ball. Another strikeout. 6 punch outs now for Liriano. Knights get a base hit by Reimer Liriano, but leave him on. After 2, it's 3-0 Buffalo.
I expect our players to play the game with energy, focus, and pride. Pride to me is commitment to the team. Pride is a commitment to the White Sox. I want my players to go out there and give them your heart. I want them to wear their hearts on their sleeve. I want them to be fearless, but not reckless. I want them to go out there, know what they're doing, and push the envelope. I want them to let everybody know that we're never giving in.
Chapter 13 debt repayment plans can deal with lawsuits, foreclosures, car payments, credit cards, payday loans, repossessions, tax debts, medical bills, and more. I'm attorney Peter Francis Geraci. Get one lower payment for all debt and stop creditors now. We're the law firm you trust to get you out of debt.
When you need to be debt-free, call 1-800-CALL-PFG. That's 1-800-CALL-PFG.
Green light! Go to Oakbrook Toyota in Westmont during the Roarman 510 sales event right now. We've got the right deal. Put you in the driver's seat.
During the Toyota Time Sales event, drive a brand new Camry with $2,500 customer cash back or a Corolla with $2,000 back.
Bob Roarman. Bob Roarman's Oakbrook Toyota in Westmont, only 5 minutes west of the Tri-State on Ogden Avenue.
Our way is different from the rest. We believe together. We dream together. We live together. No matter the odds, the obstacles, we will thrive. We will overcome, and we will rise. We know how to win, and we've tasted success. We are more than fans. We are timeless.
Top of 3-0 Buffalo. Fulmer 3 strikeouts last inning after the RBI double. And he falls behind 1 ball, no strikes on Dwight Smith Jr. here in the top of the 3rd. He'll have 2 runs in the 1st and 1 in the 2nd. Winds up and delivers, pulls the string on him there.
That might have been the first one of those I've seen tonight. I can remember seeing another changeup since Blake's been fastball, slider, hard breaker. That was a good one.
They're playing Smith to pull. Outside with the fastball, not by much. So 3-4-5 in the Buffalo order coming up here in the 3rd.
Having not seen Fulmer since last year, I haven't seen him in person, and he really has kind of quieted down the violence of his motion from when he first got called up and when he first came out of Vanderbilt.
He jumped over AAA initially last season, going from Birmingham to the big leagues. Then he came down and had some decent outings with the Charlotte Knights at the end of the season last year. Made 4 starts, was 2-1 with a 3.94 ERA. Now 3-2 on Smith.
One of the toughest things about that is you've been a starter your whole career. You're a starter in the minor leagues, and boom, you're up now. You're a reliever in the big leagues.
Yeah.
Number one, you're adjusting to big league hitters, what you need to do, your nerves, this and that. But number two, you don't have the half an hour before a game to get yourself ready on the mound. It's ding ding, here's the telephone, you got 2 batters from now, go. And that's an adjustment for guys. That can really be an adjustment, especially nowadays. A lot of these starting pitchers have really long pre-game routines.
There's a line drive, and making the catch is Jacob May. Got a good jump on that one. Runs it down in right center. And there's one away. Gets that leadoff hitter. And now Ullman comes up. He doubled in 2 runs back in the 1st. And some of these guys that do start, they can't get ready in 3, 4, 5 minutes.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's I wouldn't say an art, but it's definitely something that you need to be used to. I make sure I tell a lot of the high school kids that are starters that have a real long pregame program that, you know what, there's only like 4 starters in college of the 15 or 16 pitchers they're gonna carry. You better learn how to get ready quickly, tighten it up, be able to get yourself ready a lot quicker than you're doing now.
On the outside half, 1-1 and Ullman. Already 52 pitches for Carson Fulmer. down low.
Last time he was 2-1, he went with that breaking ball. See if he has the confidence to go back to it again here. There was the slider.
Now he falls behind 3 balls and a strike. Tellez waiting on deck. Now the wind had been blowing out, but the flags right now showing that it's pretty much died down entirely. Outfield straight away for the Knights. Ullman's got some pop. And he walks on 5. And it's 2 walks now for Fulmer. Still looking for that first clean inning. And he'll face Tellez, who lined out to the right fielder his first time up. I know he's hitting just .231 for the season, but Tellez has looked pretty good in this series. So that's some good at bats.
Yeah, batting average at this point in the season, I mean, a couple bad weeks could knock you down to where you're .231. If you look at it and we break it down, he might be hitting a good 300 clip for a lot other of it.
Only 22 years old. We talked about it last night. A 30th round pick by the Blue Jays in 2011. And now producing at AAA at 22. There's a base hit, a rocket into right field. Stopping on second is Ullman, and now 2 on.
How happy you think that scout is who was on him?
Yeah, no kidding, huh?
Probably telling him to take him. What are you waiting till the 30th round? You guys told you this guy was a guy.
That's one of those great left-handed swings. And right here, watch this. He gets a pitch on the inner half and just turns on it.
I haven't read any numbers, but it's obvious there's just a ton more left-handed guys now playing baseball, from youth ball all the way through. I mean, you don't remember that many left-handed pitchers in our age growing up. Kind of was rare, left-handed hitters. You look at the lineup, there's more guys hitting left-handed than right-handed. I don't know if that's parents planting it early. Hey, left-handers get a lot more done. Let's go.
Do you see more switch hitters now than before?
I don't know if there's more switch hitters. Definitely more left-handed guys that are playing. I think the switch hitting is probably about the same. You know, you have some kids try it and they do that and see where it takes them, but that's a real hard thing to do. It really is. Just because you think of all the practice everyone else is putting in, you have to put in double if you want to keep pace. You know, as many swings as they're taking from one side, you got to take them from both sides.
Ullman on second base, Tellez at first. The count 2-0 on a switch batter. Saltalamacchia, switch hitting catcher. Outside, ball 3. Now, if you're a catcher, you could switch hit, have some pop, and be any way decent behind the plate. You'll find your way to the big leagues pretty quick.
Oh, absolutely.
Ball 4.
The funny thing is from the catching standpoint, what's being focused on way more nowadays is the receiving of pitches. You don't even have to have an arm and be able to throw. A lot of the sabermetric type organizations, they really don't care if the guy can throw anybody out. They would rather have him be able to frame pitches better than somebody else.
What did you like in a catcher? What were you looking for that made you happy when you were working with somebody?
The biggest thing for me with a catcher wasn't about how they were catching it, how they were sitting, this and that. It was there becomes a rhythm. And when you are pitching to somebody and they're giving you a sign and you shake and the guy goes right to what you're thinking without having to go through 4 or 5 signs, you guys know you're on the same page. That's when you get the rhythm going and you know you're on the same page. And that was the most fun, where catcher would go fastball away, yes, fastball in, yes, and then breaking ball, no, I want to throw a split here. And from breaking ball, he doesn't go fastball in, fastball away, and then find it. He knows right what I'm thinking too. And that's when the best results come.
Now Parmley comes up. He's had a great series. He had a bunt single leading off last inning and scored a run. Buffalo's on top 3-0 right now. Well, if Fulmer could ever use a double play, it'd be right now. Fastball up, and he got him to swing. They load to the bases with one away. Fulmer's now walked 3 and hit 1 today, so control again has not been great for him. To first base. Ashley to second. Fulmer has to cover. Not in time on the throw back. Run will score. They get the out at second base on Saltalamacchia. And now they're on the corners with 2 away, and it's 4-0 Buffalo.
It's another interesting play that, as a third base coach, if you round that runner and have him keep going, even if he's only going to take 3 or 4 or 5 steps around third, you force that pitcher to turn and make a throw to home. And while the pitcher's fielding practice, you practice the movement of covering, stopping, and turning. Very rarely do you throw that ball. And it can be it's a different throw when you're throwing from 90 feet like an infielder and you haven't done it in a long time. A lot of times you try to draw that throw and see what happens because you can get good things out of it from an offense.
And sometimes just throw it away, then he can score.
Yeah, you may try to force him into a throw. Force him into it. They're turning and looking. If they see a guy full on, he may not be far off a third, but you're turning and firing. You might bounce that throw and you get an easy run.
Leblebijian now coming up. RBI double down the left field line his first time. And he follows this off Blair. So the umpire Ryan Clark will walk out and flip a ball to Carson Fulmer. A lot of times too, a pitcher may just think, okay, the guy's not going to come, but I got him off third, fire to third and get rid of it and chuck it down the line.
Those are throws you're not used to making. You know, they do the footwork of it in PFP, but if you think about it, you usually just have a coach hitting the ground balls. You don't have a catcher receiving the throw.
Well, Blair shaking that one off. He's done a nice job as a backup catcher this season for the Knights. Some big hits. In fact, had a game-winning hit in an extra inning game a couple of weeks ago, a couple of Sundays ago in Louisville.
There's another case right there. Fulmer having a big miss, where you don't see Liriano missing that far off of where he's trying to throw the ball.
Ashe's holding on Parmley, who has 7 stolen bases. On the ground, Ashe can't make the play. A lot of spin on that ball. He dove for it, nicked his glove, but on into right field. That'll be an RBI hit. Over to third goes Parmley, first to third. Leblebijian is now 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs, and now it's 5-0 Buffalo.
Yeah, that was a strange ground ball. I think Ashe thought he was going to be just a real quick one-step backhand, and once that ball started eating on that grass, he realized, man, this thing's going to be a little farther away from me than I thought.
Had some serious English on it. Watch this coming off the bat, all kinds of spin. I can't see with that angle. Here you go. And as Ashe kind of went for it, the ball was spinning like a curveball away from him. And the hitter is Opitz, number 9 batter, struck out looking his first time. Fulmer hasn't helped himself this inning with the 2 walks. The first of the 2 scored. The second one, Saltalamacchia, was the force out at second on the fielder's choice by Parmley. And now Parmley's on third. It's going to be the 68th pitch already. To third, in between hop. That's a tough hop. Nice play by Delmonico. Throws him out at first base. That is not an easy play in the backhand pickup. Makes it look easy, though. But 2 more for Buffalo. Middle of 3, 5-0 Bisons.
If you're on the clock and want to trade up, don't sell the farm.
Like someone else we know.
Find the car you want at hawkauto.com and save. Choose from 10 big brands, thousands of vehicles at 8 giant locations. Trade up to a brand new Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Subaru, VW, Mazda, or Cadillac and save huge. Why trade up for a number 2? Get your number 1 pick at hawkauto.com and save.
hawkauto.com. 2 dedicated hero cops, Vince, Abel. One life-saving mission, out to prove no one is. They're keeping the streets safe and their conscience clean. Cracking down on unbuckled drivers and passengers, even in the back seat. Click it or ticket. No one is.
Do you watch stuff on that thing?
Yes. Well, have you heard about Fullscreen? Sounds familiar.
Fullscreen is a subscription video on-demand platform and app available right now on your phone.
We got comedies.
And we've got dramas.
Whoa, that's a lot.
It is a lot. It's over 1,500 hours of content.
And you can browse by mood. Stop. Sorry. Yeah.
Eligible AT&T wireless customers can get Fullscreen on us for 1 year, plus stream an app without using your data.
Hi, this is Dean Collins, operating partner at Gerald Nissan. Now's the time to come get that new or pre-owned Nissan from Gerald Nissan. We have the largest inventory ever, the best sales staff, and the most aggressive deals. Come see why Gerald Nissan customers have awarded us the Dealer Rater Dealer of the Year Award, and Edmunds has just given us the 5-star Dealer Award as well. Our customers are happy, and you will be too. Gerald Nissan in Naperville and I-88 in Orchard Road. Gerald Nissan's always a better deal, I guarantee it.
Back here at BB&T Ballpark, bottom of the 3rd. Boy, nice crowd again. The sun going down on the skyline of Charlotte, North Carolina. Alongside Jack McDowell, Matt Swaran with you on this Memorial Day weekend. Hope everybody's having a great holiday, and want to thank all the servicemen and women for their service past and present. Benicio chops one to 3rd and a hop. Elmore's got it on the first one away. Of course, here in Charlotte, on this Memorial Day Sunday, the weekend, the big race is going on now. The Coca-Cola 600, not far from here, Charlotte Motor Speedway.
I'm getting some outstanding text pictures from my friends that are out there at that event right now. It's a good people watching out there.
I bet it is. So here's the top of the batting order, Jacob May. You know, I've lived here since 1990. I still have not been to a race. Ever been to one?
I haven't. I have not. And I was set to go, and then was asked to do these 2 games, and I can't turn baseball down, not even for NASCAR right now. But
that's one of the things too, you know, with baseball season, a lot of things you'd like to do, sometimes you can't because we play every day. Here's a look at the great crowd again here tonight. 3rd consecutive sellout this weekend at BB&T Ballpark. Inside of ball, and on my bucket list is going to be someday to get to the Masters and to Wimbledon. Always want to go to Wimbledon, but of course that's in June and right in the middle of baseball season.
Yeah.
One of these days I think I can probably make it to the practice round at the Masters because it's the Wednesday. Here's a nice bunt, but out of the crouches. Ullman probably not far enough away from home plate on the bunt. Ullman throws May out, 2 away. And the practice round is usually before we open up on that next day, so maybe one of these days I can sneak an invite from somebody to go down there and get to walk Augusta. I spent 7 years in the South Atlantic League with a few teams, and a team in Augusta is in the South Atlantic League, and you drive by the golf course every time on the way to the baseball stadium, but you can't get in.
Yeah. Yep. They keep the riffraff like us out.
They do. There's a strike on the inside of Delmonico. In fact, you know, when you're driving by it, you never know the golf course was there. It's not marked really. And there's a guard shack out by the main entrance. And if you wanted to buy a hat or a towel or something, and all the coaches always wanted to have some kind of souvenir, they'd sell it to you, but you have to go to the guard shack. They'd bring it out to you. You couldn't go and get it in the pro shop. They would bring it out to the street for you.
You can't. You don't even look. Don't even look at it.
Don't even try. Here's the 1-1 to Delmonico outside, but one of these days. Geico, the first of the strikeouts for Liriano today. He's fanned 6 so far, but none here in the third yet. 2-1. Now 2-2. Well, if there's any question if Liriano's ready to go back to Toronto, unless something happens going forward today, he looks pretty good.
Yeah, he looks fine. No, and when it comes down to shoulder soreness, like they said, more than likely is a tendonitis, and command is what you look for when you're coming back from that. And he's had outstanding command tonight.
He sure has. Strikeout number 7. We go now to the top of the 4th. It's 5-0 Buffalo.
Celebrate 125 years of baseball in the Queen City with our retro branded merchandise. Relive the glory days with t-shirts featuring the Charlotte Baseball Hornets, Charlotte O's, and a whole lot more. Order your swag today at charlotteknights.com/store.
Test drive the new Mini Countryman sports activity vehicle today at your local Mini dealer.
When I finally heard my name called, I think that's when you really realize in some ways your dream has come true.
Chicago takes Jonathan Taves, Winnipeg native, is the 3rd overall pick.
The next captain is Chicago Blackhawks, number 19, Jonathan Taves.
That's where the new chapter, the story of your hockey career is really beginning.
It's happening. It's happening.
In the modern world, you can control just about anything with an app.
Your son is turning on all the lights again.
And with the eSurance mobile app, you can do the same thing with your car insurance. Like access your ID card, file a claim, or manage your policy. It's so easy, it's almost scary.
Get out of here!
That's auto and home insurance for the modern world. eSurance, an Allstate company. Click or call.
Celebrate 125 years of baseball in the Queen City with our retro branded merchandise. Relive the glory days with t-shirts featuring the Charlotte Baseball Hornets, Charlotte O's, and a whole lot more. Order your swag today at charlotteknights.com/store.
Now back in Charlotte after 3. It is a 5-0 lead for the Buffalo Bisons. So look at the skyline here in Charlotte, North Carolina, but some clouds moving in and a storm possible on the way. Hopefully we can avoid that, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, those small pockets have been coming through here for about a week. One of those where it's not raining on one side of the street and pouring on the other.
Base hit right up the middle for Fields. That's his first hit today. Leadoff hit in the 4th inning. And the second time now tonight the Bisons get a leadoff hit. Parmley's bunt single, the second was the first time.
Think about this time in this series. Let's start bunching the middle. A lot of hits given up there.
There have been. Jake Elmore's been hit by a pitch and struck out against Fulmer today. Scored a run in the first. Now the Bisons have scored in every inning so far. Fulmer deals outside. 2 in the first, 1 in the second on the RBI double by Leblebisian. And then 2 more in the third. And again, Leblebisian playing a part with a run-scoring single.
You're going to recap that every inning just so you can say Leblebisian.
It's taken me 3 days to get it down right.
You got to run with it. Once you get it, you got to run with it.
Got to own it, right? First day, I butchered it pretty good. And what's really good is I won't forget it because we turn around quick and play them next week. Get it out of the way, and then I don't have to say it again the rest of the year. 2-0 on Elmore.
But it's fun. You're having fun.
Pitch down low.
You're going to tell about that at bat every inning from here on out.
Hey, maybe he'll get traded over here.
Yeah, a daily Leblebisian. Hey, you got to like it.
Three and nothing on Elmore. And a strike on the outside. Well, this being Memorial Day weekend, the top of the Bank America building is lit up in the colors of red, white, and blue. Beautiful skyline here in Charlotte behind the outfield fence at BB&T Ballpark. In the dirt, that's ball 4. Down to second goes Fields. Another walk. 2 last inning, and now 4 in the game, and it brings up Dwight Smith Jr. Now 3 consecutive outings where Fulmer's just been a little off, just has not been able to command the strike zone enough.
Yeah, he hasn't commanded the strike zone much at all. There's been little spurts where he's been able to do what he wants to do, but you know, all the stuff's there. The stuff is there. The breaks on the breaking ball, the way he's able to use them, it's just tightening up his command of those pitches is what's going to make the difference.
Jake Dunning heading out of the bullpen now for the Charlotte Knights. And out to the mound is Steve McCaddy, pitching coach for the Knights. Out there talking with Fulmer and Carson Blair.
You wonder, watching him pitch tonight, and if you wouldn't know any better, it would look like that he is trying to not pitch to contact. Looks like he's throwing to try to get everybody to swing and miss at everything, and that might be the quickest fix of all. Just go out there and say, you know what, let's throw a couple right down the middle and let's see what happens.
You know, this is his 7th start of his 10 at home. He allowed those 4 home runs in his last outing. You think that could be in the back of his mind a little bit?
It can, yeah. You're giving up hits, and all of a sudden, yeah, you're thinking, well, I can't make mistakes. Well, you know what? You make more mistakes than just the ones that go out of the ballpark. That's the reality. Whole goal with pitching should be bad contact. They'll swing and miss by themselves. And how you get to certain situations will cause them to swing and miss. But if that is what you're even subconsciously thinking from start to finish through an at bat, you're not going to create those situations. It's just not going to happen.
Smith walked and scored in the first inning, line to center his second time up. So he's 0 for 1 officially. 2 on, nobody out here in the 4th inning. As he's closing in on 80 pitches and a short outing today. Now I think even if he got through the 4th the way things are going, he won't see a 5th.
Well, this is the type of outing we were talking about before the game, before the broadcast came on, is that tough 80, that you're out there for a real tough 80 when you're a little bit off, and physically that wears on you a lot more as a pitcher. He's probably going to feel a little bit sorer than he would had he cruised for 7 innings. And, you know, being able to build up your pitch count to be able to withstand this tough 80 when you're a little bit off is sometimes an important thing that's overlooked, I think, nowadays.
This will be pitch number 79 for Fulmer. And he's behind 2-1 on Smith. Now 3-1, a fastball outside.
You know, that's one pitch I've noticed tonight, that his fastballs into lefties and to that down and away to righties, to that zone, to his left side are straight. And he's really losing this fastball out of the strike zone on that arm side corner tonight. And it seems like his ball is just moving a lot, maybe more so than he's used to, away. And, you know, if you're used to, hey, I'm throwing it here and it's going to stay there, and all of a sudden it's running 4 or 5 inches and you're not used to that. I mean, that's kind of what I've seen on that side of the plate from him tonight.
How often would that happen for a pitcher? Is it a certain guy that, because he's got a lot of movement to begin with, that could have more on a certain night?
That's a possibility, or sometimes you just, you know, might not be finishing, might be pulling off a little different, so you're getting a little different throw on the ball.
As a base hit, that might score a run. Over to third field, they hold him up as May fires it back in. And now the bases are loaded, nobody out, as a light rain has now started to fall here at the ballpark. And that's certainly a possibility of a thunderstorm that could be heading this way. We hope that doesn't happen, but a light rain has started. And the base hit right up the middle. That to your point of just stack 3 people behind the pitcher's mound.
I don't know. At some point, how many times are you going to get hit in the face before you duck?
They've loaded him up, and here's Ullman, who knocked a couple in with a double back in the first. He walked and scored a run in the third.
And the crowd is scurrying for cover.
Get up in the concourse to get under the overhang. As the rain now coming down a little bit more steady. Ullman takes a pitch on the outer half. A good curveball came back across.
Had a nice conversation with the grounds crew earlier today. Wow.
I think they're going to cover the field. They know something's coming here.
They know. I was just going to say that they told me that they can handle it a lot longer than other fields can, but obviously they know something's coming right now.
And that might be the first time I've ever seen the grounds crew call for a rain delay and not the umpires.
Yeah, that's the way it should be. I mean, that's the way it should be, because the umpires, you know, they're going to wait until you can't play anymore, and the grounds crew goes, you know how long it's going to take us to fix the field now afterwards. If we just cover it now, all we got to do is pull it and go in the future. And so that's what they're looking at. And obviously, you know, as close as we are to the airport here in uptown Charlotte, you get real good ideas of the rain patterns and where it's going to go. It's a lot real easy to know exactly what time those storms are going to hit and how much you're going to get.
Now 8:33 Eastern time is when the rain delay has begun. They're putting the tarp out there across the field, and at the moment the Knights are down by a score of 5-0. So right now the rain is falling here at the ballpark in uptown Charlotte, and the Knights, maybe after the rain delay, Jack, the bats might heat up a little bit. Liriano may not come back out.
Well, no, there's no way Liriano's going to come back out. There's no way Fulmer's going to come out either. And I used to, you know what? I used to like when I played, if we had rain delays, and even if it was a long rain delay, the trend has been to take the starters out. But we always used to go back in the games after long, and you get out there, and I felt better than I ever had coming out, because you were fully loose, your body's all warmed up, and you get to hang out for about 30 minutes and then go warm up again. And it was like, wow, I feel pretty good. Felt like you were loose because you were.
Well, we're going to break away right now, but we'll come back to the ballpark when the weather clears. At the moment here in the 4th inning, it's 5-0 Buffalo.
As a Sox fan, I take pride in the camaraderie when you come here, your family.
It's tradition, it's family, it's Sox pride.
I feel that passion. When I wear that SOX on my chest and on my hat, I know that I'm representing something strong.
The thing I enjoy most about the ballpark is definitely the atmosphere.
It's always very energetic.
It's a lot of fun. It creates a new memory every time we come.
9 out of 10 of our drivers recommend their cars. Now their words are part of our very fabric. The 2017 Mitsubishi Outlander and Outlander Sport.
Max Matson Mitsubishi's thanks a million sales events. 0% APR, 36 to 72 months. Stackable APR rebates topping $1,500. Cash buyers save $5,500 to $7,500 in rebates and discounts.
Don't stop.
My 5 hour is my motivation.
My 5 hour keeps me cooking. My 5 hour energizes my workout.
My 5 hour keeps me on the trail.
My 5 hour gets me through finals.
My 5 hour helps me keep up with these guys.
What's your 5 hour?
What's your 5 hour?
What's your 5 hour?
Tuesday, a homecoming for Chris Sale. The White Sox face their former ace and his new team in a much-anticipated matchup. White Sox versus Red Sox. First pitch is at 7 on CSN or stream live on the NBC Sports app.
Stay close to your White Sox at CSNChicago.com. Grab the top stories, team news, and video, plus social media, stats, and the shop. Visit our White Sox page today, brought to you by Wintrust.
Welcome welcome back to BB&T Ballpark here in Charlotte, North Carolina. The weather delay is now over with Jack McDowell. I'm Matt Swarad. Carson Fulmer, the night's starting pitcher tonight. A rough outing, his third consecutive rough outing. Goes 3 innings plus 3 batters in the fourth. 7 hits at the moment, 5 runs. 4 walks, a hit batter, and 4 strikeouts. Jack, your thoughts on Carson's night?
I think it's about we talked last inning that, you know what, at some point you got to trust your stuff, and whether he's not trusting his stuff right now, trying to do too much, trying to get swings and misses rather than staying in the zone and forcing them to do something with the baseball. Rather than, he seemed like he was putting himself in bad positions and then not being able to get out.
Of his 4 strikeouts, 3 came in the second, 3 in a row to get him out of that inning. But then he came back, allowed a couple of more runs in the third, walked a couple in that inning, and then got in trouble here in the fourth and will not come back out after the rain delay. Taking over is Jake Dunning on the mound now. Right-handed reliever. Just recently up from Double-A Birmingham. He'll face Mike Ullman. The count is 0-1. One pitch had been thrown before the rain delay. And now 1 ball and 1 strike. The game resumes at 8:59 Eastern time. So a 26-minute delay officially. Here's some of the White Sox pitching prospects in Charlotte, and a couple of them having rough outings recently. Last night, Zach Birdie had that tough 9th inning. But Lucas Giolito looking for a bounce back, got it in game 1 of a doubleheader on Thursday against Syracuse, throwing a no-hitter. So that was certainly something he can build upon.
Well, all the talent is there with all 4 of them. Outstanding stuff. You can see where it's going to be when they put it together and get it all corralled where you're able to use that stuff. It's not just about having the stuff, it's being able to know how to use it and getting comfortable with going after people with it. I think we saw a little bit of that